Keith, Katie's Garage. It's Christmas time, so I'm doing some Christmas decorations. And let me show you what I have here laying out on the floor. PVC pipes and rebar. What am I doing with this? Well, let me tell you what I'm doing with this. I'm gonna make an arch. I was thinking it would be cool to have an arch, like, you know, a tunnel on the driveway. I'm not gonna do that. That was high hopes. I'm not gonna get that done for this year. So I'm gonna do a practice arch and just put it over some of the decorations that we have out in the yard. So I'm just gonna, my idea, and it needs to be, I'm gonna mock it up so a vehicle like UPS or whatever can drive under it. So I should mock it up over this. This would be a good size. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll use the RV. So my thought was, I've seen people online, they took basically 3 PVC pipes. You take 2 standing up, you know, 2 standing up, that's 10 foot, and then you just take 1 and go over it. I don't know if that's tall enough. Then you put another PVC pipe and it'll arc. That might make like 13 feet is what I'm trying to shoot for. That might make 13 feet, I'm not sure. I'm gonna get some couplers, stick it on here, put it over the RV, and see if that does it. To keep them in the spot, that's what this rebar is for. I think it's 1/2 inch rebar. So these are 3/4 inch PVC, 1/2 inch rebar. The rebar fits right inside the PVC, so that's good. And I'm gonna cut it in half. This is 10. These are all 10 foot, right? So I'm gonna cut this in half, 5 foot, bang in, I don't know how much, into the ground, maybe 2 feet, until I feel it's stable, and then I just slide the PVC over it, and it'll make the arch. Once I get the arch made, I'll probably take it apart, wrap some lights around it, and then put it back up. You know, wrap lights on the ground. Otherwise, I have to get a ladder and wrap it while I'm up in the air. I'm not gonna do that. So let's maybe go get some couplers. Let's put it over the motorhome and see if it fits. I bought 4 just in case I needed to go higher. So let's see what happens. All right, so let me show you what I do with the PVC. 10-foot section. I just glued it. I think I kind of been trial and erroring putting it over this. It keeps falling apart, so I glued both ends of this one. I think we could. I'm not sure how long is the. We're gonna put the stuff in that shed. I don't know if that shed's 30 feet. I'm gonna have to go check. I'm gonna measure that shed in a minute. I mean, or I could put hangers on the side of the shed and just hang them on the outside. I don't know. I'll figure something out. These things are gonna have all lights on them, so I'm like, oh, I want to be able to take them apart. But if they have a light strand on them, I would have to make the strand end at a connection. I don't know how well it's gonna work. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, I glued this end, so you got 20 feet that's glued. What I want to do is I want to get a screw, go all the way through. I forgot to get it. I'm going to do a screw and a wing nut on the other side, so these can come apart. Anyway, right now that's glued. I glued coupler onto this side here. That's the upright, and this is the middle guy. If this works, I'm gonna have to cut the middle guy in the future, you know, in the middle, and put a T there so I can connect it to the other, if I do another arch and start making a tunnel. But now I'm gonna try to stretch it over, see what happens. I'm kind of letting this set up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna cut this 10-foot bar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna throw it in the grass over here. Throw in the grass. I'm gonna measure 5 foot. Oh, and I can't use that blade. Okay, I'm gonna go get a new blade. Measure 5 foot. I'm just gonna cut it right there on the grass. This way, when it goes through, it goes into the grass. No big deal. All right, I'll be right back with a new blade. 5 feet. Right there. So right about here. yet, almost. Let's go this way so you can see some sparks. There you go. I think that's the way you want to cut it. Because if you use one, I know there's tools to cut this stuff, but you want to make sure that the ends are not bent. If the ends are bent, they won't fit in the tube because it's really close to not fitting in the tube. So now we got that cut. So the idea is these will go on the ground. PVC pipe will go over it. I'm gonna hammer it in. Hopefully not flatten out the end. And then put the pipes on top. All right, this is a setup. Let's see if I can get it on top of the RV again. I'm taking one side and putting it against the tire of the G8. I'm going over, it's about 14 feet is what I need to have the arch. So let's see. So trying to use the screws, just ripped it, broke the pipe. So what I'm going to do is take the screws out. I'm going to sand this end down, whatever end it is. Yeah, over there. I'm going to sand this. I don't want to glue it. It won't fit in the trailer or the shed if I glue it. Did I actually break? No. Oh, only one screw is holding. I'm going to sand this down more so it goes in the coupler nice and easy. And I'm going to drill a hole and put a nut and bolt in it. I sandpapered the edge so hopefully it comes back out. I just put a bolt, nut and bolt on it to hold it. Well, it's a little difficult for me to keep this upright all by myself. So I think it's going to clear. I have no idea how tall it is at the top. I mean, you got a 10-inch pole. I don't know what the distance is, 10. It might be at the peak. At the peak, it might be like, hopefully 13. I don't know. Oh, check this out. Can you see that guy in the tree? It's a hawk, look at him. This would be good if he attacks me. We have chickens, so we're not letting the chickens out. And then, I don't know if you see up in the sky, vultures. Turkey vultures. Alright, so I don't know what we think that hawk has some babies over in the trees over there. Anyway, gets a little bit sidetracked. I'm gonna go over to where I'm going to put this arch, bang these things in 14 feet apart, and then slide it over. Then I'm going to measure how tall it is. I thought I would have to have another piece in the middle, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. And it also doesn't look like it's going to stay up by itself. Maybe when the rebar is inside the pipe, it'll stay. Right now, it will not stay. It just flops all around, which is fine. I can put rope around it and then stake it down, you know, like a tent kind of thing. Do a triangle or whatever. Anyway, let me go get the stuff to where it needs to go, clean the stuff up, and I'll see you over there. I don't know if this is centered or not. They're in the same spot. I probably should have measured from the brick over. Anyway, this is one there, that's 14 feet apart. That's how wide it is from end of the curbing there to the end of the curbing there. So if I would put this over the driveway, it would go whoop, over like that. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to measure, see if I can measure how tall it is. It My wife wants all of these reindeer to be underneath the arch, so I'm gonna have to move that one probably over there. It'd be easier to just take the reindeer and just move it. We'll see what happens. Take the reindeer and just move it in under the arch. Probably better. Move him. I don't know. I think that'd be a better idea. But let's put this pipe on here and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Did you just look at that? So now, I gotta take it down and then put some lights around it. And then, yeah, so then what I could do is cut it in the middle and put a T when I do a tunnel. Just see what happens. But I want to see how tall it is. I don't know how to figure out how tall it is. So I'll put the ladder there and figure it out. All right, so I measured it to the top. The peak is 11 foot, a little over 11 foot. So I don't know how big UPS or any of those trucks, those box trucks are. I'm gonna have to look that up. For some reason I had 13 feet in my head. So if it's 13 feet, it's not gonna cut it. So I guess what I could do is just add, I guess I could add on the bottom, however, like another foot, 2 feet. So if I raise this 2, that should get me 13. So I add 2 feet on the bottom of this. It should give me that. The other thing I forgot to say was I hammered in those rebar. They were 5 feet. I hammered them in 2 feet long, 2 feet down. So there's 3 foot, wherever it is, somewhere up to here, holding it up. And it is moving back and forth. So I think I'm gonna get some stringers and, you know, do a tie down. But I gotta take it off and wrap it with some lights. A strand of 300 lights. I left extra length here because it's going to go from here to the pole, and then so that's that extra piece right there. And then I just wrapped it around. I tried at first just having the spool of lights like sitting here and just twisting the whole thing. That worked for a little while, but what's happening is beating the heck out of the light bulbs. Like when I got down over here and I was twisting it, it was just beating, those light bulbs won't beat up. So like they all fell out. I don't know if these are cheap lights or what, but I stopped doing it that way and I just took the roll and just wrapped it around. So that's how I did it. You can see I put a zip tie here at the start, and then put another zip tie here. This should disconnect if I take this bolt out, hopefully. We'll see. I gotta cut these off, but I put a zip tie here, and where's the end? Oh, it's over there. I think we're gonna store this thing as one long piece. I'm gonna hang some on the side of the shed, and then just hang this on there, like just put hooks, and this lady's on top. 30 foot. Actually, it's gonna be longer if I want to go over the driveway, but that's next year. Zip tie to hold it there. I think that's only, and it just has tension on it. It's just tight. And then I put a zip tie at the end here, so it won't go up and down this way. I might just take another zip tie and throw it in the middle here somewhere, so this stuff doesn't move. And now I'm gonna put it back on the rebars. Put it on the rebar here. We gotta move this deer over and this deer over, and then I'll get a shot of this one at night. We gotta figure out something with this reindeer, because if you look at the plug, this is one of the plugs that you can plug into And then you got this, that takes up the spot, and the other one, for some reason, they have these. So I can't plug something else in there. So I can't branch off there. So I'm gonna have to put like a 3-way or something on there. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna put this in. I'll take a little video once it's in, and then at night I'll come back and I'll get another shot of it. All right, here we are. This is, tell you the truth, this is about a month later. But there it is. I added, it wasn't enough light, so we added these other guys, little stringers going down, and it put too much weight on it, because come over here, you can see how it's tilting. But there it is. I learned a lot from doing this, and I know better on what to do on the next one. I'm gonna make it 2 feet taller, and I'm not gonna hang stuff off of it. And I put stringers here too. A string right here, and I think that kind of is pulling it that way also. Anyway, let's see if I can turn this light on. There we go. That's what it looks like. And then without. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. And if you want to do your own arch, there you go. I told you how to do it. All right, catch you next video. See ya.